Good news, everyone. Finally, the government is actually doing some things that's going to help us out. And who knows if it lasts? Probably not. Federal Appeals Court to allow controversial Texas immigration law to take effect if SCOTUS doesn't intervene. That is the Senate chamber of the United States, I believe. I know it has something to do with the Senate. Federal Appeals Court granted a temporary stay of a lower court's decision to block the enforcement of a controversial Texas immigration law, paving the way for it to go into effect this week if the Supreme Court doesn't intervene, which I doubt that they don't. They probably will intervene. Last week, a federal judge in Austin, Texas, blocked the state government from implementing Senate Bill 4, which would allow state law enforcement authorities to arrest and detain people they suspect of entering the country illegally. Didn't that let them, under, what's it called? Probable cause to just search Mexicans if they thought they were illegal? Don't like that. Judge David Allen Ezra wrote in this Thursday decision to halt the law if allowed to proceed. SB 4 could open the door to each state passing its own version of immigration laws. Texas appealed the ruling with Republican I couldn't read yesterday, I can't read today, apparently. Texas appealed the ruling with Republican Governor Greg Abbott saying, "We will not back down in our fight to protect our state and our nation from President Biden's border crisis." Yeah, it is his border crisis. So, true. Over the weekend, the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals granted a stay of Ezra's decision, but put its ruling on hold for 7 days, allowing time for the Biden administration to go to the Supreme Court. The law remains blocked until only March 9th, unless the Supreme Court keeps it on hold. It was originally set to go into effect March 5th. The law signed into law by Abbott in December immediately raised concerns among immigration advocates of increased racial profiling, as well as detentions and attempted deportations by state authorities in Texas, where Latinos represent 40% of the population. El Paso County, which joined the Department of Justice in its suit against Texas, also claimed that enforcing SB 4 would strain its jail system with thousands of new arrests, and applauded Ezra's ruling last week to block the law. Unless we deport them immediately. We don't gotta lock them up. Just put them in a van, send them away. White House spokesperson Angela Hernandez, that's a fucking name right there, called the law harmful and unconstitutional in a statement after Ezra's decision last week. Texas, meanwhile, has argued that SB 4 is not in conflict with federal law and that the state is entitled to defend itself from an invasion. True. And they're trying to stop the states from defending themselves, saying that the Supreme Court has more power than the state courts on this issue, which is complete bullshit. The Supreme Court in 2012 largely struck down a similar measure in Arizona, dubbed the Show Me Your Papers Law. The High Court concluded the federal government had the power to block the law, but let stand a controversial provision allowing police to check a person's immigration status while enforcing other laws if there is reasonable suspicion that the person is in the U.S. illegally. That's what I was talking about, where they could just where they can detain Mexicans for no reason other than they're Mexican. What do I think about this? I think it's good-ish. It's definitely not enough. It's a good second step. The first step was with Abbott's original law. I don't think it stands, but hopefully it does, so other states will follow suit. If you like what I do here, I got stuff down there in the description. Join the Discord. If you don't want to do that, just hit the fucking like button. And as always, you have a bad day.